Hello, if you're already watching, bear with, just sharing the video. Oh, I need to get a spatula. Okay, come say hi. I need to find the video again. There it is, right. I've not made these in ages, but I used to make them quite often. They're a very good meal prep. These are chicken fritters. So I'm going to make them for dinner, but they can be a good packed lunch as well. I'm assuming I've got about 300 grams of chicken here. This is a 2-portion. So actually one of them will be for lunch tomorrow. Oh, let's check that. Yeah. I think I have 300 grams of chicken here, or around about. Bang on. Wow. 300 on the dot. And that was guesstimated as well. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jan. It feels like it's been a while since I've done a live. I've just got back from the bakery. There's lots of stuff going on at the moment. Although I am enjoying the fact that it's now summer holidays, so my drive back from the bakery at this time isn't like half an hour long for a 15-minute trip. I've just got the chicken breast, 300 grams for 2 portions. I'm sort of dicing it up. You want it quite small, because you want it to mix with everything else. Yeah, I've got a mixing bowl. Actually, you can see it just to the back there, where everything's going to go in. It's essentially mix it all together and portion it up kind of thing. I've got my Ninja tray, which we'll be baking these in. And they don't take long in the oven. You can pan fry these. I like to oven bake, because then I can prepare a side whilst it's cooking. So I've got some tender stem broccoli, which I'll just pan fry. And I might make a dip or something, but I'm not too sure yet. It depends on how much time we have. Okay, chicken is all diced. Let's wrap that in there. And as usual, I have garlic, paprika, herbs to add to this. Because what else would I use? It's me. Okay, so what needs adding? So these scales aren't the best, but they'll do the job. I need grated mozzarella, which I'm using cheddar instead. You can swap the cheese out for whatever you want. Sour cream, coconut flour, which is over here. Hello, Kathy. I'll add the coconut flour in last. I like to mix in the sour cream, the egg, and the cheese first. So I need 50 grams. Almost. That'll do. 50 grams and 1 egg. This is quite a diddy egg, but it'll work. I might not need as much coconut flour, which is why I add it in last, to see how much moisture is in this. And I'll get the grater that we have. Since Louis has been using his own sort of mini fridge for food, the cheese consumption has decreased dramatically. I don't really eat cheese unless it's part of a recipe. So this block has been unopened for a while. Okay, I need 50 grams. Oh, why is the unit changed? Come on, there we go. Bang on 50. That is twice that's happened today. I'm having a good day, it seems. Right. This handy little gadget's from IKEA, if anyone's wondering. I'm just going to grate this in. And I think that is it for sort of the liquids. Now we've just got coconut flour and seasonings to add. I always add too much salt to these, so I'm going to be very careful. And because I can salt them afterwards if I need to. But you can't have enough paprika, so I'm not worried about overdoing that. Always seems like a lot of cheese when you freshly grate it. There we go. I think there might be a little chunk. Yeah. I'll leave that chunk in, and then it'll just be a surprise when you eat it. Right. We're going to use a spatula to mix this in, and I'll use the same spatula to sort of portion it out as well, because it tends to give quite good size fritters. I think I usually get about 3 to 4 fritters per portion for this. So, egg, cheese, sour cream, gone in with the chicken. It's not a batter that it makes, but it binds it all together and makes it so that you're not just eating seasoned chicken. Right. Salt. 1 of those spoons. Paprika, enough to give it a good colour. Why not? And then I've got some garlic granules, some dried mixed herbs, which I'll add in as well. This is where you can do what you want. The original recipe, if you're using mozzarella, it goes quite nicely with garlic and dill. But because cheddar's quite strong compared to mozzarella, I think it works for this kind of thing. Anything else? Coconut flour. Right, let's mix these in first because the spices will dry it out as well. And it's not a lot of coconut flour, it's 10 grams, just to sort of dry it out a little bit. Help bind it all together. Look at the colour of that. That's great. How is everyone, by the way? I can see you're watching. Had some people say hello. It is deceptively warm today. That's why I'm a bit red. Normally I'm very pale. Right, let's weigh this out. I need up to 10 grams. Let's start with 5. Or 6, because that's what I've poured in. Coconut flour doesn't take long to work. It's not like psyllium where you have to rest it for a little while. Yeah, I'll add in a little bit extra. Make sure I stood up. Right. I've got a chicken breast for this evening and hadn't thought what to do with it yet. Well, Jan, if you have the other ingredients for this recipe, do this. Otherwise, if it's a single portion, you could make like a butterfly chicken, cover it in a bit of tomato sauce and cheese, like a pizza chicken. Okay, I'm just going to use the spoon to get some of the batter off the spatula and then remix because a lot of it's sort of collected there. I should really turn the foodie on at this point, so I'll do that now. What am I doing it on? I mean, usually it's 180. Oh, these are for pan fried. I'm going to put it on bake. We'll do 190, that's fine. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Give that one last mix, get rid of the clump of batter that has sort of collected on the spatula. Right, so it's dried out a little bit more now, so it holds together properly. So, I might not be able to get all of this mix in the Ninja tray in one go. I don't want to overcrowd it. I do, and we'll give it a go, but creme fraiche instead of sour cream, yeah, absolutely fine. Any sort of dairy of that consistency, so don't use cream, it's too loose, but sour cream, creme fraiche, cream cheese, yogurt, that'll work. That's fine. Right. Small spoon, usually about 4 pieces of chicken per fritter. And then place it in a dollop, to use the technical term, on the tray. If your tray is not non-stick, use a bit of oil. You can also add some fresh herbs into this if you wanted. I don't have any, so I'm not using it. But it would look quite nice. You might find you're left with a bit of mix at the bottom of the bowl after portioning these out. So just sort of spoon them on top. It sort of all melts together anyway. I've got a decent bit of mix left. Probably enough for another 2 large fritters. So it's 3 fritters per portion here. So I'll put them to one side. They can bake after these are done. Right, these are going to go in. I'll do them for 15 minutes at 190 and we'll see what it's like. They don't take long, especially in the foodie. Let's change that timer. Okay. I have some tender stem broccoli and I have a very small pan because I'm only cooking vegetables for one person. So I need to chop these down a little bit first. But let's get the pan heated up. I just spotted these in Sainsbury's and I thought they'd go quite nicely with the fritters. Hello, Lou. Oh, there's butter out. I'm going to pan fry these in butter. And apart from a bit of salt, I think I'll leave them as they are. I've got some sweet and sour sauce in the fridge, which I think I might serve with this. It might be a bit of a random combination, but I think it works fine. It's from the bakery. In fact, it's from one of Liam's classes. Yeah, it's that, or I make some tomato sauce with some passata, but I think I might use some of this. Just leftover sweet and sour sauce. Okay. I want to use all of the tender stem broccoli, so I'm just going to sort of cut them in half and then cut down the stalks, just to help them cook a bit quicker. But I do still like them crunchy. Everything's in like small patterns now. Let's get a small spatula. This is my favourite way of doing tender stem broccoli now, or any broccoli for that matter. Add them in. But once I've got all the broccoli in the pan, I'll cover it with a lid. Keep some of the moisture in there. But other than that, it's just season and let it cook. And this kind of thing, I always say, this is how I do most of my dinners. If it's not a one pan thing, as in I usually just make myself a stir fry, loads of veg and a protein. But if it's not a one pan thing, if I'm cooking something in the foodie or the grill, like I am now, the side will usually just take up the same amount of time as the protein does. I say this all the time. I always go over on the vegetables, but I'm going to do another stem because there are 6 stems and I can't just do 2 and leave 4. That just doesn't make sense. Let's try that again. So I don't know whether any of you are on the Ketoroma email list, but you might have received an email last night from Ketoroma, but it was me. about some of the new experiments we've been trying out recently. I'm just going to give that a stir, get some butter all over the broccoli. It's already going a nice vibrant green, but I'll pop the lid on that. Let it steam for a little while. It's on a medium-ish heat. Yeah, so I went over to the bakery today just to take some more photos of stuff because there are more experiments going on. One of them is obviously the white panda bread, which is a recipe on the Keto Roma site. And I will be moving these also into the Keto Fitness Club recipe library just so that you can find them no matter what website you're on. More tests going on for that one. And also a couple of new things that will be launching on Friday. Hello, Sue. You've missed the main part. In fact, whilst I'm waiting, I'll make some tomato sauce because Dad's going to be making a pizza, I think. So I'll make him a little sauce to go with it. And I might have some with my dinner as well. Now I have a choice. Right, this is just a carne passata. So have you managed to get the caramels out of the molds now? Well, what you missed? Well, you've missed the chicken fritters and the broccoli. I'm on to dish number 3 now because I'm waiting around. Okay, to this, I'll add some more paprika. In fact, let's add some chili as well. It's almost a full carne passata here. I took a little bit out. This will just be left on the back for a few minutes on a lowish heat. So, Sue, talk me through this new caramel. What's different? No, it's Lisa's recipe. What does it entail? Alright, let's get some chili. I don't know what Coco's barking at. They've actually been quite chill today. Needs to be 100% silicone mold that tastes good. Butter, brown sugar substitute, and cream. Nice. Yeah, brown sugar or brown sweetener, golden monk fruit, does really nicely as in like things like caramel. Or anything pecan based. It works a treat. Right, I'm gonna give that a mix. And that's just gonna go on a low heat. I'll keep it on a low heat. Usually I put it up to high first to get it bubbling away. But if I do that now, I will forget about it and it'll be spitting all over the hob. So I'm going to avoid that by just putting it on a really low heat and keeping it there. We'll do it on like 4. That should be fine. So, what mold did you use then, Sue? So I'm assuming they weren't fully silicone. Are they the ones where the silicone's just the bottom part so you can push them out? These are looking good. It's got some good colouring on some of the sides. They're very vibrant. Add some salt and pepper. Ice cube ones got silicone. Yeah, I've got some of them. They're very good, but they can be a bit of a nightmare when it doesn't, when it sticks. Where's the pepper? Oh, there it is. The chicken fritters are smelling good, actually. Well, 7 more minutes. Right, I'm going to turn the heat down. It's on low. Got one less now. Oh. Why are you saying error to me now? There we go. It didn't like the pan being in that particular spot. Right. I'll leave them as they are for a few minutes. I know, Sue. No cabbage. I do have some cabbage in the fridge. Just not having it today because I've got some tender stem broccoli that I thought I'd treat myself to. I'll use a plate. I know, steady. I tell you what, I do have in the fridge, which I can show whilst I'm waiting for the fritters to finish cooking. This was, if you got my Keto Moment email yesterday, you would have seen these. These are granola square, like flavour tests. So we do the granola squares on the website, just as plain versions. And we also now have been working on different flavours. I think that one that's cacao nib. And there is a peanut butter one. There's a lemon one, I think that might be lemon, yeah. And then there is a freeze-dried raspberry one, I think, yeah, in there. You can see sort of little flecks of freeze-dried raspberries. I love the flavour of them. So they worked out very nicely. It always surprises me how sturdy they are. They're well packed into the moulds, I can tell you that. Right, that's done. Broccoli, pan fried. I'm impatient, so I'm going to check on the fritters now. Oh, wow. They are nice and golden. Just make sure I'm not going to lose that. All I'm going to do is check the temperature of some of the largest chunks of chicken here. That was fine. Just make sure when you're checking the temperature, you're actually piercing a piece of chicken, not the batter, because that will be a lot hotter. Yeah, I mean... yeah, it's done. So if you want them more sturdy, feel free to leave them in for a little bit longer, or turn them over halfway through. I'll leave that on, because I need to pan fry the other ones. I'm going to get a flat spatula. That will lift them out in one piece. There you go. Hopefully you can see how golden they are. And they actually are coming off in one piece as they are. There we go. Let's put that one. I'll put it on the plate for now, and then I can put it in a tub. Last two mixes there. Let's have some room. No, Sue, this isn't a new recipe. This is one of my favourites. An old one. Chicken fritters. I shall. Drawing emoji. Right, these last two are a little bit bigger. But actually, I've done well with the sort of batter distribution. There's not a bunch left at the bottom of the bowl, which is good. Equal amounts of cheese and spice across all fritters. So those are going to go in, again, 10 minutes. They should be done. Although they're bigger, the chunks of chicken aren't bigger, so they're not going to take longer. All right. There we go. 30 minutes and we're done. So those are the fritters that have already been done. Last two from the batch are in the oven now. They're very golden on camera. Well, I can't get it to focus. I am sorry. And then the pan-fried tender stem broccoli, which I've just cut up into smaller because they were quite chunky. Smaller batons, and then they took like 5-10 minutes to pan-fry. Bit of salt and pepper. And now I decide whether I want some sweet and sour sauce or cook that passata for a little bit longer, because it needs to turn up. Now I can put my full attention on it. I'll turn the heat up. Normally, when I do that on the live, I end up forgetting about it and the entire hob's a mess. I'm glad I didn't this time. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am also planning to be live on Friday. Depending on when a meeting takes place, I might have to move it. But if it does go ahead on Friday, I'll put it down as chocolate hazelnut spread. However, I might also make some toasted pecan butter. So basically it's making homemade nut butters. So using pecans or hazelnuts, roasting them off and blending them down into a butter. One of my favourites. That is my plan for Friday. And then Gemma is live on Sunday, making lamb keema at 4 o'clock. So both of those lives should be at 4. And there we go. Instead, I'm going to go enjoy this. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you, if all goes well, on Friday. Goodbye.